farming is something it's more than just life. It's something that's in you. It's born into you.
Just seems to get a little harder and a little harder every year. It takes more money, takes more land, and the family farms is a thing of the past. They gone. Farming, pretty tough life, but I wouldn't swap it for nothing else. I've punched a clump a time or two. That ain't my cup of tea. I was born here, raised here, and flying that tractor, there's just something about the smell of that dirt you just don't get away from. I enjoy a challenge of seeing the crops grow. You gotta get up and carry yourself to work every morning and work at it if you're gonna make it. There ain't no backing up. Either you gonna make it or you ain't.
I don't know a man in this world I'd trade places with. That's how satisfied I am. Growing up on the farm is, to me, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. I've had a really good life. I've had my ups and downs. 1980 was real hard on us financially, but we lived through it and paid all our debts. It took about 10 years to get it paid off, and we've had a good life, and I just don't know of anything I could have done that would have been better. I really don't. If I had a negative wisdom to share about my life, it would be to let your family come first. I probably didn't do it when my children were young. Even though I spent a lot of time with them, farming was always, the work was on my mind. It didn't matter what we was doing. And I've learned different. 78 years old now, and I've learned different. Family comes first. You spend your time. You switch your tractor off and go to a little league game. You switch your tractor off and go fishing. Whatever kind of work you're doing, your family's got to come first.
You bounce back, you press on, because you know that there's going to be valleys in life, but there's also going to be mountains, and the only way to get to the top of that mountain is to go up. So you keep pressing forward, you do what you do best, and you just keep trucking forward. Farming is probably one of the most rewarding careers or lifestyles a person can have. It don't matter if you got 1 acre or 10,000 acres. It's the same principle. You know, you plant a seed in faith, you watch it grow, then you harvest it, and then the next year you do it all over again. But just seeing that crop grow, knowing that you did that, you raised it, and then God sees your crop through to the end is reward enough, regardless if you make money or not. If I had a nugget of wisdom, it would be find joy in something every day.
I'll tell you this, we cannot lose the American family farm. If we lose the American family farm, we'll have lost the heart and soul of our country, and we can't allow that to happen. American farmers, folks living in rural communities across this country that are farming and producing the food and fiber, it's what allows the people in the cities and suburbs to live a non-agrarian lifestyle. And you know, all of us have a shared history in the American family farm. In 1800, 83% of the people lived on farms. And so it's their cousins that stayed on the farm and continued to grow things and produce things that allowed them to go live in the cities, and has a huge impact on our country nationally. And that's what we've got to preach. We've got to preach that we're all in this thing together. We as Americans are all in this fight together to leave the world a better place. And part of leaving the world a better place is leaving our children a safe and abundant and secure food supply for the future. And when we export that to other countries and we become dependent upon other countries for our food supply, then we're leaving our children less safe than we were. And shame on us if we allow that to happen. God gave us land, God gave us air, and He gave us water. And He gave us the breath of life. And He put that into a human being, and that human being decided to farm for a living. And he took a risk, or she took a risk, and planted a seed, and planted a plant, and grew a crop. And without what God gave us, and without that human being, that farmer, taking that risk, none of the wealth that gets created, that $1 trillion that goes into the American economy every year, it starts and it begins, and it is dependent upon the American farmer planting a seed or planting a plant and growing that crop.